What's going on, good people? What's going on, good people? Let me know if I'm good. Please let me know if I'm good. Had impromptu, a little bit upset. Got the news about Eli Manning. They had 4 people inducted into that class. 4 people. Last year, I believe they had like 6 or 7 people inducted. And Eli Manning doesn't make it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Please let me know if I'm good. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Just let me know if I'm good, man. Little bit of a rant, man. Eli is a second ballot Hall of Fame and not first. That's not a knock on him. No, I understand, Robbie. I understand, Robbie. I'm just saying this. When you look at that class, when you look at that class, Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp, and Antonio, like that class is weak. Like why wouldn't you put Eli in that class? Nobody's coming to where is it, to Canton to see those guys. Respectfully, I mean that respectfully. These guys had fantastic careers. I'm a little upset, but I'm just saying for real, man. That's what I'm talking about, Raekwon. That's what I'm talking about. Last year they had 8. You telling me they stopped at 4? They said Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, Eric, I can't even, whoever that was, and Sterling Sharp. Shannon Sharp had real tears when he got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and he cried for his brother. Maybe that's what got Sterling Sharp in. Sterling Sharp in. But come on, man, that class was ready for Eli to be in it. It made a lot of sense. Next year, Eli got a battle with Drew Brees. This year, it wasn't nobody to go up against. I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it, man. I see you guys are commenting too. I don't like it, man. Four people in the Hall of Fame. What happened last year? Last year it took too long. Well, not enough people showed up. What's going on, man? Money Mike says, as long as he makes it in, I'm cool with it. Eli was never a top elite quarterback in the league. Yeah, I understand that. You're not going to listen. It's many times I threw my hat off when Eli made a mistake. But listen. You beat the GOAT twice. You got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. How many people in the Hall of Fame got 2 Super Bowl MVPs? Like, some people are Super Bowl champions, but not 2 Super Bowl MVPs. It ain't too many of them with Super Bowl MVPs. Had one of the best playoff runs ever. The most passing yards in a playoff ever. He holds that record. He got a couple of Pro Bowls too. But I'm just talking about when you look at that class, when you look at the names. I don't even know if I still got it up. Do I still have it up? I don't still have it up. Antonio Gates, who was a fantastic tight end. Sterling Sharp, whose career got ended short. Jared Allen is Jared Allen. Jared Allen was an absolute beast. And like I said, I can't even remember the 4th guy's name right now, respectfully. But you telling me now? I understand the record. I understand he's 50-50 when it comes to his overall record. I understand that. But the yardage, the touchdowns, all that stuff is up there. His streak. We ended his streak for him. He didn't end his own streak. All those seasons, he never missed a game. I don't understand how you just leave Eli out, man. It does, especially with those names, and then you didn't throw anybody else in there. I've never seen a Hall of Fame class this small, ever. He beat the GOAT twice, booking. What we talking about? Not only did he win 2 Super Bowls, he got 2 Super Bowl MVPs. One of the greatest plays in Super Bowl history. It was a helmet catch. He's a part of that. And NFL Network had that as one of the number 1 plays in Super Bowl history. But that wasn't even his best pass in the Super Bowl. His best pass was in the 2nd Super Bowl when he hit Mario Manningham on the sideline. One of the best throws I've ever seen in my life. In the Super Bowl, clutch when you needed it the most. Eli Manning. And it's not like he's a bad guy either. There's no off the field issues outside of like the autograph thing scandal he had, a few years back. But they blamed that on the equipment guy. What are we talking about here? Played in New York City. Got New York 2 Super Bowls. What's going on, man? How we doing, man? I wasn't even. Yeah, the win-loss record. I understand the win-loss record. He's in 500. 500. And absolutely right. It's not a QB stat. That's what everybody wants to say. It's not a QB stat. And people forget. I mean, outside of 2007, that 2011 offensive line wasn't all that. We remember Eli, man. That's that San Francisco game, the 49er game. He kept getting himself off the ground. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. You know what? It's not like I didn't think that. I knew it was a possibility that he wasn't going to make it. But once we like when he first retired, people asked me, "Oh, he might not be a first ballot Hall of Famer." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, okay." Because it was fresh on my mind. I remember seeing Eli those last couple of years where he was washed and all that other stuff. But now that he's been retired for 5 seasons, and I think back at those Super Bowls and some of those runs that Eli Manning did, and how he actually beat the GOAT. He beat the Patriots. He beat Bill Belichick. 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and his play actually mattered in the Super Bowl. The team didn't carry him to a Super Bowl like his brother, like the Denver Broncos did for Peyton Manning's second Super Bowl. He got carried there. And I don't mean to throw him under the bus or throw a straight shot at Peyton, but I'm just saying, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not even going to be on here long. I just wanted to vent a little bit, man. And I see some that's the guy, Eric Allen. Yeah. Okay, Eric Allen. You telling me Eli doesn't fit into that group? Eli probably brings the biggest crowd out of all those names. If we being honest. What's going on? What's going on, Luann? If we being honest. Well, Mark said it's like they use this class to make up for some. Yeah, it could have been, but even so, they just didn't want to give it to him. That's what I think it is. I think they just felt like, you know what, even though when you look at the other names, Eli Manning was the biggest name on that list, in my opinion. I might be biased, but Eli Manning was the best name with the most accolades outside of Jared Allen. Like I said, Jared Allen was fantastic. But Eli Manning deserved to be on that list with those names. You can't tell me 3 of those 4 guys are better than Eli Manning as far as making it to the Hall of Fame. You can't tell me that. He's Peyton's little brother, yeah. Yeah. But Eli won 2 Super Bowls. Peyton won a Super Bowl and got carried through the second one. If we being honest, again, I say that respectfully. But what are we doing, man? I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow. I'm curious to see what some of these media people are going to say. I haven't even got on. I put out the tweet, but I haven't really been on Twitter to see exactly what everybody is saying. Shout out to Sneaky G, because Sneaky G, I was watching Sneaky G's channel when the news came out, when the news dropped, and I'm like, yeah, I just got to vent a little bit, man. Let me holler at my people, man, so we can vent a little bit. Thunder says they hate on Eli, man. They hate on New York, period. I feel you, man. Pause. I feel you, though. He said Phil Simms should be in. Yeah. Carl Banks is one. Yeah, if you look, that's another thing. That's now. In all honesty, right? I'm old enough to remember Sterling Sharp. I was a kid though. I remember Sterling Sharp in Green Bay. I remember him. His knees were like bone on bone at some point. He had to retire. Like, I remember that. As a kid, I remember that. But I also remember Carl Banks. So you could tell me that Sterling Sharp can make it to the Hall of Fame, but a guy like Carl Banks can't? Are you kidding me? Carl Banks was a better linebacker than Sterling Sharp was a wide receiver. And I'll stand on that, 10 toes. We need to revisit that. If they want to go back into the history books and try to find a name of somebody that might have got snubbed or who might have who might have been greater but didn't get a chance to because of injuries, that's like, okay, there's a spot for that. But you telling me they only had 4 inductees this year. So the crazy thing about that, if you're only going to have 4 inductees, you might as well have brought Eli and Tom Coughlin. You could have brought them both. Josh Allen won the MVP. Oh boy. Josh Allen won the MVP, huh? I hate Saquon Barkley because he plays for the Eagles, but shout out to him for winning the Offensive Player of the Year. Since we're going, we can get that out of the way. But Josh Allen won MVP. They cooking. NFL Honest is cooking today. They cooking for real. They are cooking for real. The crazy thing about it, they just didn't want to give it to Lamar Jackson again. Lamar Jackson statistically had a better season this year than he did the two other times he won the MVP. A better year. He looked like what the one lady said, I like my quarterbacks more quarterbacky. This was the most quarterbacky season for Lamar Jackson. And they didn't want to give it to him this year. They didn't want to give it to him again. It was too many times, I guess. Josh Allen. Okay. All right. Yeah, Lamar's numbers was insane. Yeah, exactly. This something's there. They cooking up something, man. They cooking up something. Banks isn't in because there is already LT and Carson. Listen. I understand that. Now I understand that. And guess what? LT got in there right away. You know what I mean? Harry Carson got there, not right away, but Harry Carson got there. Banks ain't played in almost 30 years, right? It got to be almost 30 years for Carl Banks, right? And you telling me that Sterling Sharp can get in there, but Carl Banks can't? When you think about those 80 New York Giants, especially that second Super Bowl, you can't talk about Lawrence Taylor without talking about Carl Banks. You could throw Pepper Johnson in there too, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm just saying. Isaac says scam, and listen, I don't know who was in charge, but somebody got to pay for that. But like I said, to me, it only gets tougher for Eli moving forward. Next year, another quarter. Like, I don't know if they normally do multiple quarterbacks in the class. I don't think they do. But next year you got Drew Brees eligible. And listen, Drew Brees got what? Just the one Super Bowl. I think Drew Brees only got one Super Bowl, right? Only got the one Super Bowl. But when it comes to stats, Drew Brees, it might be harder. It might be harder for Eli to get in next year than this year. That's why I wanted it so bad this year, because it gets a little bit murky. When they put out the list of the finalists, I looked at the list and I said, you know what? I said, Eli might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I looked at that. I said, look at these names. There's no way in hell you're gonna leave Eli off this list. Look at these names. And that's the insult to injury, Stephen. That's the insult right there. They only picked 4 people. You tell them, like, listen, people get over stuff all the time. Like, there's a lot of Eli Manning haters out there for whatever reason. Yes, Eli wasn't elite all the time, but you can't wipe away what he did. You can't wipe away the yards. You can't wipe away the touchdowns. Yes, he had a 500 overall record. You can't wipe away the Super Bowl MVP. You can't wipe away the rings. People, like, if Eli Manning, you think it would have been that much of an uproar if Eli Manning actually made the Hall of Fame? We said, yeah. Mark says, yeah, they want to make it harder for Eli. They knew what was coming. Like, it's going to be like, I don't want to say, oh, it was a cakewalk, because obviously he didn't get in. But when I looked at these names, it looked like, oh wow, this is perfect for Eli to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, if you take out just how you feel about Eli Manning, right, and you just look at the class that is going to be inducted. If you just look at the class and you say, you know what, I'm gonna throw Eli into that group, Eli is the best, most notable name in that group. And you just left him out. And you didn't leave him out for anybody else. You only took 4 people. It's disrespectful, man. Can't spell it without Eli. That's a fact. I believe in Eli, right? That's what Coach Prime used to say. I believe in Eli. Absolutely clutch in the playoffs. That's those 2 of the biggest runs ever. And the crazy thing about it is, was it 2017? If the wide receivers wasn't dropping all those balls, we probably would have beat Green Bay. And then who knows what happened after that? Big drops. Clutch drops. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers with his BS, Hail Mary, at the end of the first half. But come on, man. 2016, my fault. 2016. Thank you. The McAdoo year, the 11-5 season, that season. When we bought the whole defense in that offseason. Jerry Reese was spending money like crazy. What's going on, Captain? Cappy Time, what's going on, Raph? How you doing, Raph? What you got to say about Phil Simmons' passer rating and accuracy off the chart? Listen, man. It makes no sense to me. It makes no, like, if they were like, okay, if not Phil Simmons, if Drew Brees was coming out this season and he got in over Eli, okay, okay, that's fine. I don't even know who else wasn't on the list. What's it? Freaking, is it Torrey Holt? Which one is it? Is it Torrey Holt? Isaac Bruce got in. Torrey Holt probably got better numbers than Sterling Sharp. What are we talking about here? I might need to look at it. Torrey Holt might actually have better numbers than Sterling Sharp. And I hate to say, I hate to keep pointing out Sterling Sharp, man, but because again, it's nostalgic. Your brother's in the Hall of Fame. He was on a trajectory to get to the Hall of Fame. Well, he made it to the Hall of Fame. Torrey Holt was legit, man. Torrey Holt was legit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm upset about it. I wish I can get Cop Pizzle on here, man. I don't even know if Cop is. I'm surprised Cop Pizzle ain't live. Let me check to see if Cop Pizzle went live or something. No, I don't see Cop Pizzle. Cop Pizzle. Yeah, I saw him on Twitter. He was upset too. Said that NFL makes me sick. Or this makes me sick. What's going on, Drew? I believe that's Drew. Yeah, it's some BS, man. Drew is BS. It's BS, man. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. I got room for this. Is my first time doing it, so give me a second, really quickly. I just posted a link in the chat. Let me know if that worked, man. Some people want to get some stuff off their chest, man. Go ahead, make sure you got the camera on before you do that. Need to verify who the people are. But let me know if somebody. I ain't never had somebody added in the link, but we'll see what happens. But yo, man, it said blame Goodell. Blame Goodell. Listen, it's some wild stuff. You know what? I don't know if Bo Jackson's in there. I don't think Bo Jackson is. But if you put Sterling Sharp, you might as well put Bo Jackson in. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. What's going on, Jessa? Blame Jerry Reese. Oh man. Might as well go ahead and throw him in there too, right? With this class. This is crazy to me. Andre says they don't accept that Eli is one of the best best clutches. One of the best clutch in the last minutes of the game. Yeah. In the history of NFL. Yeah, listen, man. How many game-winning drives does Eli have? Listen, as much as Eli Manning has made me mad, there was a point in time. There was 2 seasons where as long as you knew that Eli was on the field, you had a chance. Eli was in his zone for a little bit. And then, other things happened and stuff. The line got Hey, he became check down Eli and all that other stuff. But that it is what it is. I done got past that. I thought he was gonna be able to get in there. I thought he was gonna be able to get in there. Listen, KC legit. I understand. That's not the point. It's just unfortunate. Some of those people that got in have been waiting for years. That's a fact. Now you're absolutely right. But they only they only inducted 4 people. 4 people. Last year, I think Raekwon said last year they had 8 people inducted. Mickey, what's going on, Mickey? It's some boys. That's a fact, man. There it is. Thank you, Mark. 2011 alone, 8 fourth quarter comebacks. Eli Manning deserved it, especially in this class, man. Next year we're going to see him. You know, hopefully he's the second ballot Hall of Famer. But man, when you throw Drew Brees' hat in the ring, it's gonna be a little bit harder. It's gonna be a little bit harder. What's going on? Let me go ahead and get Drew in here. What's going on, Drew?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing much, man. It's my first time having a guest on the show.
Oh,
I appreciate you for stepping in.
I feel like I should get like a trophy for that or something.
I wish I had a trophy to get. I got stuff up here that I could probably get you. I got some knickknacks up here.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go. I got this. I got this.
It is. We got some stuff up here, man. We got some. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel.
Dude, I am pissed. You know what I feel like? I feel like this is like some like writer schmuck who's sitting there going like,
it is
like, oh, first ballot Hall of Famer means something special. You're either a goddamn Hall of Famer or you're not a goddamn Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody that never threw a football ever.
Yeah.
That made that decision.
And listen, there's plenty of people that never threw a football that actually do understand the sport, but there's this certain segment that it's like, I don't understand.
It's gatekeeping. It's a little bit of gatekeeping, like they're gatekeeping.
And I feel like there's too much, and we talked about our show too. It's like there's too much Jim Plunkett talk. Like Jim Plunkett is not the same guy as Eli Manning.
Yeah,
he's not. Does he own the record for most passing yards in a single postseason in NFL history?
Yeah, and that record's been a record for what? How almost 10 years now.
Yeah, it's come close, but it ain't happening. They've got extra teams into the postseason. Even it's still not broken.
Mark Thompson, go ahead and get out of bed, man, and call the show. We ain't gonna be here too long. We're not gonna be here too long, man. I had to vent a little bit. What's going on, Vinny G, man? Yeah, I saw you guys were live earlier today, man. I was at Mod Pizza with the kids. What you guys talking about earlier today? Was it draft stuff? Can you hear me?
No? Oh yeah, sorry. I thought Vinny had a show for a second too as well.
No, I was talking to you, Drew. No, I don't think Vinny got a show.
You went right into the comment section. I got confused.
Yeah, my bad. Vinny, if you do got a show, let me know, Vinny, if you got a show.
But no, we actually were finishing our rundown and going over all the individual players from last year.
Okay.
What we thought their season. So we're doing some.
That's right. I did see that. Yeah, I saw the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we gotta finish that up so we can start going to free agency here soon.
Oh man, I can't wait. I need something good to talk about. Hopefully we can make some moves, man. We
got enough money, but here's the problem: is that I just don't know. Something just tells me we're going to get Ward from San Francisco, and we're going to throw more money than we should.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get like Jameis Winston and move on.
Listen, I'm on the bandwagon for the Jameis Winston. I've been getting killed for it, and for me, trust me, it's not that I believe that Jameis Winston is just going to come in here and go crazy. No, I think he helps in the locker room. I think he is what he is, but I do think he will push the ball downfield because now he might throw an interception or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20.
Yep.
But it is what it is. No, that's why we're so mad. Eli didn't make it. Just more bad news today.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a fact. He did not make it. Yeah, he did not make it. But what I was saying is like when I look at the names in the class, when I look at that class, respectfully, it's a weak class when you look at some of the names. Like Jared Allen was an absolute beast.
Yeah,
Like
that's what
I'm
I'm
not,
saying. Yeah,
he was an absolute beast. But okay, so these guys for it, you can always fight that these guys should like. I don't want to take that away from anybody.
yeah,
But when you only have 4 names as inductees, when we've seen year after year where it's been 6, and last year 8 is what they told me, eight names inducted.
yeah.
To me, you could have almost put in Coughlin and Eli Manning together.
So we have ranted on our show plenty of times about people, and we talked about it with this segment too, before because we just finished up ourselves. It's like there are so many people that could be in the Hall of Fame that are Giants, and don't get me wrong, the Giants have a ton of Hall of Famers. Like we're
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
the
yeah,
poor franchise. Woe is us. Nobody ever gets in from us. You know, we're not the Jaguars with one person with an asterisk. But it's like we have guys like you mentioned, Tom Coughlin, Eli Manning. Go back to Carl Banks. You know, literally on the 1980s NFL's all-time list.
that's a
But
fact. Well,
how
let
are
me
you
add
one of
Mark.
the,
Let me
one
add
of the
Mark in
best?
here too.
How are you like one of the best of your decade at your position?
Yeah,
Like literally, they say you are. If we created a team of just people that played in your decade, you're on that team, but you're not a Hall of Famer.
yeah, it's crazy.
Look at
It's
Jimmy Patton. If you go way back in the day, Jimmy Patton, 5 first team All Pros, back to back to back to back to back.
yeah.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
It's wild to me. But Mr. Mark, thank you for rolling out of bed. Thank you for rolling out of bed and joining the show. You know, let me know how you feel, man. Let me know how you feel, man. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Well, well, I mean, I kind of expected that he wouldn't make it. Too many people, too many envious people, whatever you want to call it. Don't like the Giants, don't like the Mannings, whoever, whatever the case may be. But clearly, you're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. I mean, you got all the stats, you got everything. I mean, like, what's the? I don't get the point of, oh well, you're not a first ballot, so we'll just wait to give it to you some other time. And as
Yeah,
you noted, the monk of QBs coming down the pike after that, clearly everybody's going to want Drew Brees.
yeah,
You got Ben Roethlisberger coming down. They might want him too. So and then after that is Brady. So I mean, so who knows what's going to happen? What's going to happen in the future? But I mean, you're either that or you're not. I mean, we understand Eli is not the most elite of QBs, but
yeah,
definitely has a Hall of Fame career. There's no doubt about it.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
I mean,
you take the good with the bad when it comes to Eli Manning. And like I said,
yes,
we know it. Like we felt it. It like I opened up. I said as many times I threw my hat because Eli Manning threw an interception. I understand that, but I can't take away the accolades. Like I can't take away that Super Bowl run. Again, the record still holds almost 10 years
yeah,
now,
yep,
most
yep,
yards. And
yep.
he beat, like people like to say he beat the GOAT. Well, he beat the Patriots. He beat the Patriots. And also he wasn't just a part of a team that beat the Patriots. He was actually one of the main reasons why we beat the Patriots both times.
Yep.
Oh no, that 2011 season is probably his best season.
Oh
The
yeah.
numbers, I mean, okay, he had regular season, he had 29 touchdowns and 16 interceptions, if I remember correctly. But I mean, you can't look at it that way. You got to look and see how much he carried the team. I mean, he ate fourth quarter coming. That's half the games,
Yeah.
and it's only at the end of the season um, that the defense started to come together. The running game started to come. It's only at the end of the
Yeah.
season that
Yeah.
that started to happen. So I mean, of course, okay, all right, you can say that's one season, but he's had other seasons. But context matters. Playing in the cold, throwing the ball in that wind and this in that stadium, it's a little different. And then
And,
the
and
offensive scheme
the beating he took too.
Yep.
with on the same. Did you lose me there just now?
I lost you for a second. You're back now. You're
Yeah,
back.
you're back.
Right, right. No, I said playing in that situation with the cold and throwing the ball in the cold and the offensive scheme, especially Gilbright's scheme where communication with the wide
Option routes.
receivers
Yep.
matter. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, so you have to context matters, and you got to look at all of that.
Yep.
And he was a gunslinger. So anyway, I mean, look, we'll see what happens. I guess he will get in. I would like to think so, but it's not going to be. If it didn't happen this year, it's going to be a few years, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the part that pisses me off, because again, I'm looking down, and I'm like, yeah, Drew Brees is one of the biggest names, and that's next year, and I can see Drew Brees, and I'll have
He'll be
less of a
first
fight.
ballot.
Yeah,
He'll be first
Yeah,
ballot.
yeah, for sure,
No doubt.
for sure.
No doubt.
yeah.
So I mean, I said this too as well, and I'm curious what you guys think of this. I said point blank, if you put Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger or Phillip Rivers on that Giants team, we don't have rings.
Yeah.
Point blank, we don't have rings. And watch those two guys get in, no problem.
And like I said, Ben had some teams. Ben played on some good teams. Those defenses, those Steeler defenses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I said, he did hit. Was it not Holmes? Was it Holmes? Yes.
Antonio Holmes against the Cardinals.
Yeah, in the back of the end zone, like that was fantastic. Like I said, he got those plays, but you throw Phillip Rivers' name in there,
and that was the defense though too. Those years with Ben Roethlisberger, especially the first one. People talk about that with the Giants as if Eli had these amazing defenses all these years, guys. Like he had a great pass rush. Hell's yes, great pass rush, no doubt about it. But are you going to sit and tell me Corey Webster was a shutdown corner?
Corey Webster, Aaron Ross.
Like seriously, are you going to tell me these are shutdown corners we had? Like, can you the most second popular linebacker on that roster was probably Chase Blackburn,
James Butler, names like that. You know what I mean?
like you had like Antonio Pierce. Everybody loves talking about Antonio Pierce, but who'd you have besides him at the linebacker position? Like, it wasn't like this was stacked defenses. Eli was just along for the ride, like Big Ben was the first one, especially.
Or like Peyton was for his second one.
Oh, dude, Peyton got dragged. He wasn't even just he was dragged, kicking and screaming along the way when he got benched for Brock Osweiler.
Yeah. He had So I mean, a young Von Miller and everything. It was Von Miller.
And who should they start in the Super Bowl? They questioned if they should start Peyton Manning.
DeMarcus Ware on the other side. You got Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware on the other side. Like, what are we talking about?
And a prime Von Miller. Prime.
Yeah, exactly. So man,
I wonder what it would be like if Eli played in a dome like Drew Brees.
I'll say this one for you, and I'll get some slack from this, and I'll definitely be called a homer for this. If Eli played with those Colts teams, he'd have more than one ring.
Yeah,
possibly.
With those kind of lines, with those kind
of weapons around him, Edgerrin James is running back, like.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at like
the Reggie Waynes and the
and people say I'm crazy for this all the time, but it's like if you look at what Peyton did, he's obviously one of the greatest of that generation. I'm not trying to take away from when I say this. Like, I'm not that crazy. But Peyton also was 9 times one and done in the postseason.
And well, I will say this though, that the AFC is a different beast coming out of the AFC, and you figure he had
one and done.
Yeah, no. It's kind of like Aaron Rodgers with the one and done too, right? But there's fantastic too.
How many times was Tom Brady out in the first round? Just saying.
No, you're absolutely right.
And that's who he gets compared to.
Brady is.
You have to, and yet he had to use those kind of comparisons. I'm just saying. I think point blank, if you put Eli on those Colts teams, you have multiple rings in Indianapolis right now.
Just say if you take Tom Brady out of the NFL, how many different people win Super Bowls?
That's the Jordan role.
I mean? Exactly.
That's why Barkley and Ewing get passes. They get treated like champions, but they're not.
Absolutely. I want to get to this one comment. It says Terrell Owens got snubbed twice before getting in. We already know why he got snubbed. It was all of the off the field stuff. He was pissing all the reporters and all that off. It was an attitude thing for Terrell Owens. So it's a different situation. It's an absolutely different situation. Hey, Mark, you gonna hang with us, or you taking it back down?
I don't know what you're just gonna. Yeah, hang for a bit. What do you want to talk about?
I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be out here, too much long. I'm going to give a chance, give the people a chance to vent too.
Sure.
Sure. I'm going to get through some of these.
Yeah, if you got somebody else that wants to come in, no problem.
No.
We got plenty of room.
It's just us, right? Yeah, plenty of room.
Yeah.
I'm getting ripped off by StreamYard too, paying these ridiculous prices.
See,
and all that.
Doubled their bills. They doubled the bills the last couple months.
Yeah. I think my cap is like 10 people I can have on here, something like that. I don't know what I'm paying for. It comes out automatically. So
I keep looking at alternatives. I'll let you know if I find one I like. I got a couple of my.
If you do, let me know.
I really do. A couple. I'm looking at like $40 a month.
Yeah. It's like I think it's like 45 now, right? Something like that.
I'm paying 100.
You're paying, but you're live all the time.
That's the problem. Well, no, it's not even that.
Yeah.
I want all the different destinations, and they charge you per destination, basically.
Okay,
That's what
see,
the package.
Oh, is
I
that
had
how it
3.
goes? Okay.
Yeah, I got 3 set up, but I only stream on YouTube. I have like the Twitter extension and Facebook as well,
Yeah.
but I don't,
YouTube, Facebook, X, Twitch, LinkedIn.
Oh, I don't even have the Twitch.
So I have this thought. I would.
See, look, you guys, you spoke
He
somebody
just
in.
I
woke
would
up.
triple.
Give fresh thought.
Oh,
I
hold
would.
on,
I would
Cash?
triple.
Hey, Raph, hold on.
Fine.
Let Mark finish his statement. Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was gonna say I would triple down on the QB situation, not double down, but triple down.
Triple down.
I would try to find a veteran QB who's maybe one.
Mm-hmm.
I would also look for a veteran QB who has something still to play for. They haven't, like, maybe I don't want to say Justin. I don't want to say Justin Fields, but someone of that ilk. And then I would draft a QB.
Yeah, I like that. That's the setup. That's the same kind of setup I would have. I definitely need a vet in here. And the crazy thing about it is Joe Shane is talking about. Well, we look at the roster, and Tommy DeVito is a restricted free agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Joe Shane is acting like he's still on the roster.
Oh, he's already said he's going to
you heard the way Joe Shane was talking about him. But we have Tommy DeVito on her. I'm like, listen, we can start from scratch. You know what I mean? Get one of those.
Yeah,
vets,
and you could be room. Yeah.
Like you said, Mark, get one of these vets. Draft me a quarterback and maybe double dip in the same situation. I mean, it depends on what happens.
Dylan Gabriel should be the Kirk Cousins to our draft.
Oh boy, he might. He might be.
Yeah, he's an interesting prospect from the perspective that he seems to do everything right. I mean, what is against him is his height, but he knows how to play. He knows how to play.
No, he could play. He could play for sure. But Captain, what's going on? Raph, how you doing?
Salute. I'm very good.
For those that don't know, Raph is an affiliate of the New York Giants, but he is a Raiders fan. Just letting everybody know that.
Yeah, I understand.
What's going on, Raph?
There's a little Giants fan in him, I swear.
Yeah.
Every single Giant stream, there he is.
What happened was when he turned on the TV, the first team he saw was probably the Raiders. If it was the Giants, he might have been a Giants fan.
Yeah, I understand, but I was really shocked about the situation of Eli Manning. But I just wanted to tell you about this. I mean, Eli Manning was one of those greatest quarterbacks who beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. That was just like his epic moment. But I was really surprised because I always thought that the first ballot was a stretch for Eli. I mean, there's almost reserved for the guys. There is no discussion to be had. And Eli's candidacy has been a hot debate ever since he's retired. And Marcus Ray has been no doubt for the first ballot. And he didn't give it at his first year. Then we got to wear Warren Sapp bragging about for the entire year about he was a Hall of Famer and Stratton wasn't. Harry Carson, they just wait 13 years. I mean, was the only guy with the Super Bowl who made the first try. And I don't even think that the other guys Guilford and Title, they just made it to the first year either. I always thought that it would get in eventually, but the way the body has changed this year combined for the upcoming players, now start to realize that none of the first timers that I made it, and Eli was probably not even at the final 10. Now could it happen for the next year? I don't know. Drew Brees is eligible and clear more qualifier. After that one, I mean, there's no quarterbacks that don't players in the position on the class. There's only been one in the modern era, which 2 quarterbacks made it to the same class. There's Troy Aikman, Warren Moon, but it just really sucks that after the worst season of team history, because they couldn't even get to celebrate. So I just feel bad that Eli Manning is just getting snuffed to the Hall of Fame, but maybe the next year, I mean, the voters and the commissioners, they just wanted to realize that Eli Manning not only was the only person who beat Tom Brady twice, but also he made a sparkle of the generation, because always between Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, but Eli Manning, it became one of the underdog stories.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a fact. And thank you very much for dropping the gems. Raph, dropping the gems. I got a message for you, though, from Fighter's Destiny. He's calling you a double agent. He's calling you a double agent because again, you see,
They've
like I
given
said,
you
that's
a
why
number and taken away your name.
double agent. There you go. But yo, man, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. I wasn't even gonna be live, but I just had to vent a little bit. Let the people vent a little bit too. But yo, since we're here, and I am going to do a show this weekend, Super Bowl preview. But I don't know if it's going to be. I'm gonna get a chance to add some people on. I might start doing it because I'm liking how it's going. But I'll go with you first, Drew. Drew, who do you like in the Super Bowl? First, who do you like? I already know who you want to win. But what do you think is going to happen for the Super Bowl?
Listen, I think the Kansas City Chiefs, led by the NFL refs, is going to be like the clear winner in this game. I just think there's no doubt. Listen, we've already seen this matchup. We already saw what happens.
We did.
It's going to be a close
2
game.
years ago.
Jalen Hurts is going to have to do something spectacular to go ahead and win the game, and he's going to pull a 5-yard Hail Mary, and it's going to be done.
They didn't have a Barkley on the team then, but
But it doesn't matter. You think Spags can't stop him? I'm telling you right now.
I think Spags can absolutely. Spags is going to pick somebody on that Eagles offense, and he's going to say, "You're not going to beat us."
He's going to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, point blank.
Yeah. If anybody can do it,
is an average quarterback. I'm sorry. When he does what he does, while having the best offensive line in football, having the best running back in football this year, having a great duo of receivers, having a damn good tight end, and you still don't put up ridiculous numbers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But and also, I think a lot of people will see that Kansas City Chiefs defense is the shining
yes.
I guess spot for the team this year, because again, not a lot of crazy numbers for Patrick Mahomes this year.
No,
it wasn't. That defense has been balling out. But Raph, go ahead, Raph, and then I'm gonna go to Mark.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell it is short and simple. I mean, Chiefs defense never disappoint, but I think it's gonna be like a close game, because if you guys remember during the 2018 when Nick Foles just stopped Tom Brady, I'm not really sure if Jalen Hurts could stop Patrick Mahomes, but there was a lot of dangers. But I think this game is gonna be really close. But I think it's gonna be Kansas City Chiefs for 1 point, because it's gonna be really good.
That's a fact. And then I want to read this one comment by New York Giant Gargoyle. He says Eli Manning versus Tom Brady was better than Peyton versus Brady. Absolutely. No debate.
There you go.
Those 5 games were close and classics. Never got blown out by New England, unlike Peyton Manning.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
now, Mark, so we can let you get back to bed. Get back comfortable, and enjoy the rest of your night. Let me know what you think about the Super Bowl coming up, man. Who do you think is going to win, and what do you want to happen?
Well, I certainly cannot hail for the NFC East team, that's for sure. So but I do believe it will be a close game. I do believe in Spags and Spags' defense. I do believe that he will bring something to the table to make Jalen Hurts pass the ball, and I think that's obviously what you have to do in order to win that game.
Mhm.
Also, the other thing is that Patrick Mahomes is just he's just surgical. If you don't press when you should press, if you don't score the points you should score when you score them, and you give him back the ball, he just finds a way to just take that dagger and just put it in you, and goes the other direction. So you cannot he puts you under so much pressure to score, because he'll make you call the game differently. So I'm interested to see how the Eagles will call the game, just because, you might say usually it's because of defense, but I actually think the Eagles may call the game differently just because they're afraid of Patrick Mahomes always scoring. That's what I think. Yeah. So I think the Chiefs will three-peat. That's what I think is going to happen.
I got a question for y'all real quick on this. If Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs win hypothetically on Sunday, he's now tied with Bradshaw and Montana for the second most Super Bowl rings behind Brady. Is he already already the second best quarterback in NFL history.
To me,
And keep in mind, he's 29 years old.
Yeah, to me, and again, I saw later years of Joe Montana. You know what I mean? Those early 90s, you know. I would have to say yes. I would have to say yes. And even with me being nostalgic, what Patrick Mahomes was able to do, remember where the Chiefs were. You know, prior, like when the last time they won a Super Bowl was what, Super Bowl II? Before Patrick Mahomes got there?
I think, yeah, Super Bowl 4, I think it is.
4, okay, it was one of those.
Yeah, I think it's 4, yeah, but close by, yeah. But I think that's a difficult question to answer, but I mean, because you know, it's different times. I saw all of Joe Montana's career. Joe Montana was my favorite QB for sure. In fact, when I first came to football, you know, he really brought me to football. And Brady is, but I mean, okay, you can talk about the number of Super Bowls and so forth, but I have to say that Patrick Holmes is deadly, and he has to be in the conversation. I can't not put him in the conversation. And people are saying, "Oh, you will never be the GOAT like Brady." But what do you mean? If suppose he three-peats, Brady never three-peated, and he's still how old is he? He was drafted what 2017. So what?
29.
Right. So he's 29. Right. So I mean, who knows what he's got
He can
left?
play another 6 years.
I mean, easy. So I don't know. I mean, we'll wait and see what happens.
That's a fact.
I mean, he's great because he's not considered a scrambling quarterback, but you know that he always scrambles and gets the first down if he has to.
Well, you know, he scrambles, then he stops when a defender comes near him, and then slides right as the defender's about to go hit him, get an extra 15 yards.
Oh, okay. I heard those things. I've heard of that.
Nah, but fellas, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, man. I'm about to close this thing out.
Okay.
I'll go around the room because I know you guys, like I said, I'm gonna be a gracious guest. I mean, well, gracious host, I should say. Capitan, I'm gonna go with you first. Let people know where they can find you because you're all over the place. Please, sir.
Every Giants chat.
Yes, sir. All right. So I just wanted to tell you, subscribe to my channel, Capitan Fucho. So I'm gonna do a show between tomorrow, which is Friday. So I'm gonna do it like a preview between the Super Bowl between Philadelphia Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs. And then I'm just wanted to call the UFC fight between Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland, because I know that I'm an MMA fan and of course from boxing. But I just wanted to tell you, shout out to everybody else in the chat and the panel, Drew, also Mark, Big Cash knows, and even know that I'm a Raider fan. I just wanted to tell you because I understand that, well, the Giants are really amazing. And, well, I just wanted to hope that the Giants could make like a great witch. Don't let the Eagles win the Super Bowl because that would be like a nightmare.
Yeah, they're unbearable. They're unbearable. Thank you much. Thank you very much, Raph, man. You have a good night, man.
All
right, Mark. I don't know. You know what, Mark? I don't know if you should have a channel. What's going on, man?
I don't know. Time.
Yeah, great takes, man.
I don't know. I just haven't done it. I every time I think about it, I think about, okay, like what would I really say? Like what would I actually say? You know, do I have anything to say? You know, but I mean, I just try to pop in every now and then, wherever, like here or wherever, and say a few things. I don't have any channel. I have no podcast, nothing. But I've been thinking about it.
You don't need talent. As somebody who has no talent, you need no talent at all to have a show. You just need a microphone and a webcam, and you can go. You're good to go.
As long as you
I'm thinking about it.
We already know you're knowledgeable because you know your stuff, man, and that's why I say it, man. I appreciate you, and I know we were, like I said before, we wanted to get you on, or I wanted to get you on. There's no excuses now. I got the setup now, so whenever you want to talk about something, we can go ahead and talk about something. Mark, just hit me up.
No problem.
I'll let you know. But have a good night, man.
Good night. Take care, guys.
Thank you. All right, Drew.
So first, I'd like to thank the Academy. The first guest.
The first
on
ever
Big Dash
guest.
Knows. You had many people you could have chose.
I appreciate it. Hey, that's pretty. That's pretty good.
I'm gonna write that in my biography. Actually, I'm gonna do that.
I appreciate it, man. And again, if you guys are not following two giant goofballs, please do so. But Drew, let everybody know where else they can find you, man.
Yeah, so we're live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X, pretty much anywhere you want to be there. We're on all the audio podcast platforms the next day, too. So if you're somebody that prefers listening on the ride into work or the ride home from work, we're there as well. So appreciate you having me on, man.
I appreciate you, man. Have a good night, man.
All right, you
I'm
too,
gonna
man.
close this thing up. All right. Mr. Nimmer, I do see you, Nimmer. Nimmer, I saw you when you first got in the building. Just want to show you some love. Shout out to Nimmer. I saw you had a lot of comments going on in here too, man. Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. What's this last one? You said thoughts on Pete Alonso signing with. Listen, I don't do baseball like that, man. I don't do baseball like that, but I do think the Knicks are going to win on Saturday. I do believe that. I do believe that. But I'm gonna close this thing up. Thanks for everybody hanging out, vibing with me. I know it was impromptu, wasn't scheduled, but I had to say something about Eli Manning not making the Hall of Fame. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows Big Blue Nation. Let's